So hi everyone. Today I just want to take this opportunity, to welcome you to this class first and maybe mention a few things. Some of us have not been logging into their class. This class is scheduled for the following days. That is how I've put it on the timetable. On Tuesdays, the class runs between 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. On Wednesday, the class runs between 11 a.m. to 12, and on Friday, literally as you can get it, the class runs on Monday, Tuesday. Sorry, that is on the class runs. The class runs on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays. The time is between 11 a.m. to 12, and so I expect each and every student. This is a unit that is being done by the computer, the mass comm students, the journalism and media studies students, and so it is very important that all of us be logging into class so that we're able to access the content. Computer fundamentals. Why the name fundamentals? As the name suggests, this is a course that basically gets to introduce you as a student to the key concepts of ICT, the software, and also just helping you as a student to get to know the journey of using a computer and other digital devices. It could be in your workplace, it could be at home. It could also even be for, leisure. A lot of times there are people who simply go to the internet, to access maybe video. You want to hear some nice music. And so such a person also requires to have, some fundamental skills. And this is the reason why the unit, we call it computer fundamentals. Various industries, utilizes the computers or other digital devices. Just in the same way, a student that is pursuing his or her course at KIPP Technical College will also need to acquire some skills, some computing skills, so that they're able to, study. Like now, we are studying online. So you really find it that this happens to be a very, very key unit. It is almost a skill that each and everybody in their profession, in their day-to-day work, should acquire. So it is a unit that we're going to learn across this semester. And some of the objectives, that you as a learner should be able to achieve is, at the end of it all, you as a learner, you should be able to understand the key concepts relating to ICT, the computers, devices, and software. Start up a computer and shut down, work effectively on the computer using, Windows, using your icons and the rest. We also need to learn at this very foundational level, need to know how to adjust some of the basic settings in a computer. You need to know how to create a document, amongst them, printing. Understand some of the storage concepts. That is, if today I have my laptop with me and I'm typing, say, my assignment that I've been given in school, how then do I save? And how can I transfer it from one computer to another? That is very, very critical skill. All this we can't be able to know until, we acquire, these fundamental skills in computing. And I want to introduce these by, just asking ourselves a simple question, what is a computer? Simple question there. And as that person that takes this course at this foundational level, it is expected of you, to know the definition of what a computer is. And so you simply say that a computer is an electronic device which accepts data, processes the data, stores data, and produces the result as information. The information that you key into the computer, you process it, or rather the computer processes this information, and then it passes back that information to us in form of the information. But then, how is this information processed? As I enter data into the computer, it means I must have some software installed. We call them, programs. And these programs are installed. In the definition, you'll find it written as stored, programs. But critically, these programs, we say installed. So we install the programs into the computer because it is the same programs that basically will help us achieve various tasks or assignment. The software, in that case, it happens to be that very, very, very key component of what really makes up a computer system. And so we can simply say that software and hardware are key components of what makes up a computer system. The softwares are basically instructions that are in our computer that shows us how to perform certain tasks, while hardware are the physical components in the computer. A good example, we say this is a laptop. The laptop has got a screen, it has got a keyboard, it has got the touchpad area. Some of us will find using an external mouse maybe attached to the USB port. Those are hardware components. We can literally touch and feel them. While softwares are simply instructions that perform tasks according to the instructions that are given to them by somebody we call a user. So apart from the hardware and software, which forms the key components of the computer, we also have got what we call the user. And apart from the user, we also have data. So we can come and say that all we are talking about here is what we say computer structure. And we say that the computer structure is made up of the software, the hardware, the user, and the data. How does it work? The user inputs data into the computer that then the computer processes for us with the help of the installed software, and the hardware components are basically what now we use to input that data into our computer. So you can see the relationship, and all this basically forms what we refer to as the computer structure. In our notes, I have defined this very well, and there is a clear indication of what a software is, the hardware, of course that user, and data. And if I remove these two, I am simply now left with the software, and that software again is grouped into two key components, what we refer to as the system software and the application software, very well outlined in our notes. When I come down here and I talk about the hardware, components, then I'm referring to various devices that we use in our machine. One, some of them that we use to enter data into the computer, we call them the input devices. Others that the computer uses to pass back the information to us, we refer to them as the output devices. we have got the CPU, we have got the RAM, that is the memory, here abbreviated as RAM, RAM, that is the random access memory. CPU is the central processing unit. It is basically the brain of the machine. It is one of those very important components that without it, our computer would be literally considered useless. We have other devices we call the communication devices, and the other devices, groups of hardware, we call storage devices. So these two, which remember are part of the computer structure, are very critical. Software, grouped as system software, and the application software. We come to the hardware components. We have the input devices, the communication devices, we have the output devices, the storage devices, the CPU, and the RAM, or rather the memory. So today I just wanted to introduce you, to the basic, what we really need to learn about this unit, and just try to split the computer into a structure where we have hardware. So we have the software, the hardware, we have the user and the data. And then now we break down again further the software into system, software, application, and then hardware into this. These are well outlined in our notes, and so I expect each and every individual, to log in into their virtual class, access your dashboard, and try to write down this material. Thank you once again, and let's meet in our next class.